Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Sri Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Kiran Prabhuji, whenever you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu, I am ready. Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances to all the people who joined this Zoom meeting. Thank you, Sundaranand Prabhuji, for giving me this opportunity to read today's Bhagavatam Sloka translations. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. So let me start with quick prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीं जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Today we are reading from Canto 10, the Samam Bonam, chapter 46, Uddhava visits Vrindavana, in that slokas 34 to 49. So, 34 sloka. Infallible Krishna, the Lord of the devotees, will soon return to Vraj to satisfy his parents. Sloka 35. Having killed Kamsa, the enemy of all Yadus, in the wrestling arena, Krishna will now surely fulfill his promise to you by coming back. Sloka 36. O most fortunate ones, do not lament. You will see Krishna again very soon. He is present in the hearts of all the living beings, just as fire lies dormant in wood. Sloka 37. For him, no one is especially dear or despicable, superior or inferior, and yet he is not indifferent to anyone. He is free from all desires for respect and yet gives respect to all others. Sloka 38. He has no mother, no father, no wife, children, or other relatives. No one is related to him, and yet no one is a stranger to him. He has no material body and no birth. Sloka 39. He has no work to do in this world that would oblige him to take birth in impure or mixed species of life. Yet, to enjoy his pastimes and deliver his saintly devotees, he manifests himself. Sloka 40. Almost no, although beyond the three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the transcendental Lord aspects association with them as his play. Thus, the unborn Supreme Lord utilizes the material modes to create, maintain, and destroy. Just as a person who is whirling around perceives the ground to be turning, one who is affected by false ego thinks himself the doer, when actually only his mind is acting. Sloka 42. The Supreme Lord Hari is certainly not your son alone. Rather, being the Lord, he is the son, soul, father, and mother of everyone. Sloka 43. Nothing can be said to exist independent of Lord Achyuta. Nothing heard or seen, nothing in the past, present, or future, nothing moving, unmoving, great or small. He indeed is everything, for he is the Supreme Soul. Sloka 44. While Krishna's messenger continued speaking with Narada, the night ended. O king, the women of the cowherd village rose from the bed and, lighting lamps, worshipped their household deities. Then they began churning the yogurt into butter. Sloka 45. As they pulled on the churning ropes with their bangled arms, the women of Vraj shone with the splendor of their jewels, which reflected the lamp's light. Their hips, breasts, and necklaces moved about, and their faces, anointed with reddish kumkuma, glowed radiantly with the luster of their earrings reflecting from their cheeks. Sloka 46. As the ladies of the Vraj loudly sang the glories of lotus-eyed Krishna, their songs blended with the sound of their churning, ascended to the sky, and dissipated all inauspiciousness in every direction. Sloka 47. When the godly sun had risen, the people of Vraj noticed the golden chariot in front of Nanda Maharaj's doorway. Who does this belong to? They asked. 48. Perhaps Akrura has returned, he who fulfilled Kamsa's desire by attacking lotus-eyed Krishna to Mathura. Sloka 49. Is he going to use our flesh to offer funeral oblations for his master, who was so satisfied with his service? As the men were speaking in this way, Uddhava appeared, having finished his early morning duties. This is the end of chapter 46. And now Krishna Venu Prabhu will give the overview of these slokas. Thank you all for listening. And please take over, Prabhuji, the call.
Thank you, Kiran Prabhuji, for reading today's Bhagavatam section slokas translations. And thank you all for joining for today's Bhagavatam session. And thank you, Sundarananda Prabhu, for giving this opportunity to share a few points from BBT purports and what I heard from the other devotees for my own purification. So I will start with prayers. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पश्चात्तदेशतारिणि। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So we're in the section of Krishna's wonderful pastimes that he performed in Madura. In the last chapter we heard how after Krishna killed Kamsa, he consoled his mother Devaki and father Vasudeva, and then also he requested Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda and all the Vrajavasis to return back. He gave the farewell and he installed Ugrasena as the king of Mathura. And then we heard how later he decided to enter into the Brahmacharya ashramam, and then he completed his education. He learned 64 arts in 64 days at Sandipa Muni ashramam, and then as a Guru Dakshina he also brought Sandipa Muni's dead son back to life, and he returned to his father, and then they returned back to the Madura. And then we heard in the last two sessions from His Grace Sundarananda Prabhu, very nicely summarized how one day Lord Krishna he requested his intimate friend Uddhava to go to Vraja and give the news about him, and also console Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya, his parents, and also the gopis because they were all burning with separation of from Krishna. So Uddhava, as ordered by Krishna, so he went to Vraja. By the time he went, it was sunset, and we saw how the cows are returning from from the grounds back to home. And the cowherd men are coming back, and there was a lot of dust raising, and the cowherd men and women were chanting the glories of Krishna and Balaram. So how the village was decorated very attractively like that. And Nanda Maharaj, when he saw Uddhava, so he welcomed very nicely, and because he is a guest, he worshipped him as a non-different from Lord Vasudeva, and he gave the wonderful, excellent food, and then after he made comfortably seated, then they had a discussion, and Nanda Maharaj asked whether Krishna still remembers them, and then he started remembering all the Krishna's pastimes, how he protected Vrajavasis from forest fire or the wind or rain and many other disasters like that. So, and then as Nanda Maharaj is narrating or remembering all these Krishna's wonderful pastimes that he performed in Vrindavan, so his throat got choked up with tears. And then Mother Yashoda also heard her husband speaking about Krishna, and due to the intense love, so she got the milk is coming from her breasts like that. And seeing their wonderful devotion or great affection and love for Krishna and Balarama, so Lord Uddhava glorified them, and also he glorified Krishna and Balarama. So now he is trying to pacify Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda because they are in very morose with the separation from Krishna. So we'll go through the slokas 34 to 49 today. So in the 34th sloka we see that so Uddhava is mentioning Krishna is infallible, so he will soon return to Raja to satisfy his parents. So far Uddhava tried to console Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, saying that Krishna and Balaram are the cause of the universe, they are the Supreme Lord. Anyone who remembers at the time of death, all their bad karma will be destroyed, they'll go back home, back to Godhead, like that. She was trying to console, saying that you have a wonderful kid like that, son. But Uddhava noticed that either Nanda Maharaj or Yashoda Maya, they are not at all pacified. So in fact, their morose is increased by hearing these wonderful qualities of Krishna. Because now they are thinking that, of course they already understand. So now after hearing all the wonderful qualities of Krishna, now they are thinking that they are separated from these wonderful kids. So it's like a person, if he lost an item which he had it for a while, and then he lost it, he was thinking that it may be worth of $1,000, and he might be morose because he lost that $1,000 worth of item which he has used it for a while. But someone comes and saying that don't worry for losing, that item is very wonderful, very great, in fact it is worth of $10,000, then we can understand that the person moroseness will increase 10 times, because he was thinking it is $1,000, now he understood that it is $10,000, so his morose will increase it. So similarly here also Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya's morose is increasing by hearing more and more about the qualities of Krishna. So we see that Uddhava, who is the disciple of Brihaspati, an intimate friend of Krishna, is a great counselor, he had a wonderful knowledge. He himself could not able to console Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. We can understand how great affection and love Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda has for Supreme Lord Krishna in Vatsalya Rasa. So that's why here Uddhava is saying that he will return, agamisyate, so to satisfy, to console them. So he is saying that he will come. So he will come to satisfy you both. So and also Krishna Uddhava is addressed Krishna as here infallible, Achyuta. So which means that whatever the words that he had given, so that he will come back, so there is no need to doubt about that. So he will come back like that. So Uddhava is assuring, trying to console Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya in this way that he will come, don't worry like that. So then he also saying that having killed Kamsa, so we heard that in the earlier chapters that so Krishna killed Kamsa and established Ugrasena as the king. So saying that Krishna will now surely fulfill his promise to you by coming back. So, and Srila Prabhupada also mentions in the Krishna book that Krishna promised when he left Vrindavan that after finishing all his tasks, his business in Madura, he will surely come. So, here Uddhava is stressing again, saying that so he will surely come back. So, in that way, at least they will be consoled. So that's why in the next slokas also we see that therefore he is requesting both of you not to be aggrieved on the account of Krishna's absence. So that's why in the next sloka we see that do not lament. So fortunate one, do not lament. Ma kidyatam. So do not lament. And saying that you will see Krishna again very soon. Because Uddhava understood that Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamai were very impatient to see Krishna. So because Uddhava is saying that so Krishna will surely come. So he will surely come means that is future tense, not the present tense. But Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamaya, they wanted to see Krishna now. They wanted to have Krishna's association now. Of course, they wanted to have Krishna's association all the time. They want it now also. So not that he will come in the future. So they are they are not able to separate from Krishna even for a moment. So that is the love of the pure devotee. So even for them, a moment of separation from Krishna, they feel very longer period of time. So here in Sistastakam also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in his Sistastakam that Yugaitam Nimeshena. So he says that a moment of separation is like a yuga. So and at the same time, pure devotees, so even though they are in the association of Krishna for a longer period of time, they will think it is only a moment. So because they experience great bliss, so they feel that it is just a moment. So that's why we heard gopis, though they had a rasa dance with Krishna for one day of Lord Brahma, which means that Sahasra Yuga Paryantam, 1000 Mahayugas. But for them it went like a moment. So, but the separation for a moment is like a yuga. It's a very long period of time. So, again here Uddhava is stressing that seeing the Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamaya is impatient, that they wanted to see soon, they wanted to see now. So again Uddhava is assuring, stressing that he will see Krishna again very soon, like that. And then in the next sloka he is giving some philosophical explanation, so that through this philosophical knowledge at least they can be pacified. So he is saying that for him there is no one especially dear or despicable. So na priya kaschin na priyo. So there is no enemy or there is no friend, like that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, am I right? Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveschosti na priya. So for him he doesn't envy anyone or he is not partial to anyone. So he is equal to everyone. So that's what Uddhava is also saying. And not only that, he is also free from all desire for respect, and that gives respect to all others. See, this is a wonderful quality. Samanasya. So he gives respect to everyone, but he doesn't expect any respect. So Krishna has this wonderful quality, because he has all wonderful qualities, and we will see, we will also observe this great quality even in great devotees also. So they also don't expect any respect for themselves, but they are ready to offer all respect to others. And that's what Mahaprabhu also mentions in his Sistastakam. Amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So when we think that we are lower than a blade of grass, and we acquire the quality of tolerant than tree, and doesn't expect any respect for ourselves, but prepared to give all respect to everyone, so then one can very easily chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So while we are practicing this Krishna consciousness, we also see how can I improve these qualities. Of course, I am talking to myself because I don't have anything. So these great qualities make one to be humble. So they will avoid a sadhaka to be puffed up. Otherwise, when some material opulence comes or when we placed into a great position, then there is a possibility to become puffed up. Like Indra became puffed up when he was placed in the position of the heavenly planet king. So similarly, if we don't plan to acquire these or try to acquire these great qualities, then we may become puffed up and then we'll fall down from this great powerful path of Krishna consciousness. And then Uddhava is mentioning that Krishna has no mother, no father, no wife, no children, like that. Na pita, na mata, tasya na bharya, na sutadayaha. So he doesn't have, because he is the origin of everyone. Govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajam. And he is also saying that Krishna has no material body or no birth. So, and this is what we hear from Bhagavad Gita also from Krishna, saying that Sambhavami Atma Maya. So when he comes into this material world, he will come in his original transcendental form. Unlike the conditioned living entities in this material world, they are forced to take a material body, gross body and subtle body, because of their past karma. So to take the reactions of their past actions, so they are forced to take a material body. They will be pushed into a mother womb and then take a certain body of that. And we don't have our own choice to get certain body like that. It's based on karmana daiva netrena. So we'll get that. But Krishna's birth and activities, when Krishna comes, he comes in his original transcendental form. So that's why Krishna's appearance and his activities are divyam. Janma karma cha me divyam. So, and as it is mentioned earlier also, whoever understands or whoever mold their life centered with Krishna or engaging in Krishna conscious activities, then they will cross over this great ocean of material world, which is full of suffering. Am I right? Takta deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna, like that. And then Uddhava is saying that he has no work to do in this world that would oblige him to take birth in pure, impure or mixed species. So it's a similar thing Krishna also mentions in Bhagavad Gita also. He has no work to do here. Name padasya kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana. So he says that there is no work prescribed for him within this whole universe. Or he is not looking for anything. So or he is not required anything. So, but still he engages in the prescribed duty so that the general people can follow it. Otherwise, they will point, oh, Krishna did like that, I can also do like that, something like that. So, but he follows the prescribed duty so that the general population can follow it. And also, he comes into this material world to enjoy these wonderful pastimes and also to give these wonderful pastimes for the conditioned living entity so that they can be attracted and practice this Krishna consciousness. And apart from that, when he comes, he will also deliver saintly devotees. Paritranaya sadhunam. So he will protect, he will deliver the saintly personalities and he will also chastise the demons. And dharma samsthapanardaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So, and then in the next sloka, Uddhava is saying that is beyond the modes of material nature. Sattva, Rajo, Tamo, Gunas. These three. So, in fact, Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita, so this material nature consists of these modes. Sattva, Raja, Tamo, Guna. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Works under his direction. Mayadekshana Prakriti, Suvite, Sacharacharam. And is above the three modes. And similarly, Krishna also mentions in Bhagavad Gita, so the practicing devotees, slowly they should rise above the three modes. Nistraigunya bhava Arjuna, he says that one should rise above the three modes. How can we rise above the three modes? When we mold all our activities centered with Krishna, like chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, associating with devotees, uh, performing deity worship, or engaging all our energy and resources in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, in the purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada's humble disciples, so they say that Lokavat Leela Kaivalyam. So the Lord performs His wonderful spiritual pastimes in this world as if He is in this world. So He is a perfect actor. So and then is in the purport it is also mentioned that, but the condition living in the tears karanam guna sangasya. So we desire to associate with various qualities of material nature. That's why we accept the consequences. So like that. So that's why it is stressed here that one should try to practice this Krishna consciousness and rise above the three modes. And in the next sloka, Uddhava is saying that just as a person who is whirling around perceives the ground to be turning, so one who is affected by false ego thinks himself is the doer, and actually only his mind is acting. So aham diya, false ego. So then he thinks that kartari, so he is the doer. So the similar sloka in Bhagavad Gita we also hear, am I right? Prakrute kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasaha ahankara vimudatma kartahamiti manyati. So actually we think that due to the false ego we think that we are the doer, but actually so it is carried out by the material nature, by the three modes of material nature. So but the spirit soul bewilders, he thinks that he is the one who is doing it because of the influence of false ego. And then Uddhava is saying that Supreme Lord Hari is certainly not your son alone. Rather, he is the son and soul, father and mother for everyone. And we hear that in even Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, he sings in one of his bhajan that Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Prana. So Krishna is the mother, father, and Krishna is the treasure of your life. So he is everything like that. And in the next sloka, Uddhava is saying that so nothing can be said to be exist independent of Lord Achyuta. And Prabhupada also mentions in Krishna book that so whatever we already experienced, or whatever not being experienced, or whatever exists in the past, or whatever is going to exist in the future, so whatever it is, whether it is small or big, there is no existence outside of the Supreme Lord. So everything rests Him. But he is untouched by everything manifested. So that's why Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita that Yo mam pasyati sarvatra, who sees me everywhere and who sees everything in me, so they are not lost. And Krishna is not lost for them also. So they are both Krishna and that individual soul is connected perfectly like that. And in the purport also, it's mentioned that Uddhava is trying to relieve the moroseness or distress of Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamai by giving this philosophical explanation, this knowledge that Krishna is everything, so his pure devotees are always with him. So in that way, so Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamai are also with them like that. And in the 44th sloka, he says that while Krishna's messenger continued speaking, Uddhava is speaking like that, the night ended. So Nisha means night ended, Vetitaka. So then we see that the women of the cowherd village rose from bed and lighting lamps worshipped their householders. Then they began churning the yogurt into butter. So we see that how the night ended just by talking about the Supreme Lord Krishna's qualities, pastimes like that. So both Uddhava and Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamai, they are all engaged in Krishna consciousness. And then we see here the woman of Vrindavana woke up very early. So scriptures also mention same, right? One should rise early, Brahma Muhurta, then perform Mangala Arati to their home deities like that. But of course, as Kali Yuga is progressing, the world is advancing economically. So people are going away from spirituality. They're working very hard and sleeping late night, and then it's not possible for them to wake up early like that. But to make our human life successful, like how Vrajavasis, see that they wake up very early and perform this Mangala Arati to their household duties, and then start their regular activities. And we see how beautiful their bangled arms, and then so while they were churning, how their glowed radiantly with the luster of their earrings reflecting from their cheeks like that. And then in the next sloka we see that how the Vrajavasis are performing their activities. They loudly sang the glories of lotus-eyed Krishna. Aravindalochanam, lotus, Udgatiyanam, loudly singing. So similarly, when we go for Sankirtan also, right, we loudly chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when we do like that, so then what will happen? That dissipate all inauspiciousness in every direction. Nirasyate yena disam amangalam. So all inauspiciousness will be dissipated. So that's why when we perform this purification mantra, right? Om apavitraho pavitro. So whether we are in a impure place or pure place, so when we remember Asmaret Pundari Kaksham, so when we remember, when we chant this Hare Krishna, then what happens? Sa Bahya Abhyantara Suchi. So we will become purified externally, internally like that. So any auspiciousness every auspiciousness will come when we perform these spiritual activities, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra at home. So that's why it is prescribed to perform this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra every day at home like that. And then in the next sloka, we see that sunrise people of Raja noticed that there is a golden chariot, Nanda Maharaj. And they thought that, who does this belongs to? Because they did not notice the earlier day, because by the time Uddhava came, it was late evening, and the cows are coming, so there is a lot of dust arised, so they could not see Uddhava or his chariot. And once they went into home, so they are engaged in their household duties. And now in the morning they started, they noticed this golden chariot. So that's why they were trying to understand. So whose chariot is this one like that? And in fact, they were thinking that perhaps Akrura has returned. Akrura agata kim va, like that. So because in the earlier also Akrura came and he fulfilled Kamsa's desire. How did he fulfill? By taking Aravindalochana, the lotus Krishna, to Madura. So, and this verse the gopis are saying with an angry mood, because Akrura on the order of Krishna, he took Krishna and Akrura on the order of Kamsa, he took Krishna and Balarama to Vrindavana without consoling the gopis. So, and at that time when he came, it was also golden chariot, and this is also golden chariot. So that's why they are unhappy and they thought it is Akrura. So they spoke this statement with angerness. And not only that, they are here saying that is he going to use our flesh? Because when Akrura took away Krishna and Balarama, so their spirit soul, the individual soul left. So now they just have the bodies only like that. So already he took our soul. So now we are only having a body. So he is going to take our body also, the flesh, to offer funeral oblation to his master, because Kamsa is dead, killed. So to offer the funeral oblation, is he going to use our flesh like that? So we can see how unhappy with Akrura's activity. The gopis were very unhappy like that. So but then they noticed that while they were speaking like that, Uddhava finishing his early morning duties, like his prayers or chanting and everything, then he came before the Vrajavasis like that. So we will see in the next chapter continuation of this. So I will pause it here. Thank you all for giving this opportunity. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्य वैष्णवेभ्य नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, very nice.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.